if you spill your water, if I spill my water here, it's boring. It's probably not even encouraged here, likely. But, so yeah, you don't do it. But if you spill your water on a spaceship, that's what it does. It becomes this living orb, like a little pulsing jellyfish floating around the ship with you. You can blow it gently, and it follows you around up there. And you could pull your knees up to your chest and just do everything you've ever dreamed of, somersaults and tumbling and spinning. You're the most graceful gymnast ever. You have a magic power. You can push off with your toes. You just fly. You're Tinkerbell. You're Superwoman. You are that magic comic book character you dreamed of when you were a kid. And you can really let your hair down for the first time in your life. But it's so much fun. It's crazy. It's hard to believe it's real. When you unstrap, after all of the danger and the rigors of launch, everybody laughs. The feeling of change. If we shut off gravity in this room right now, and just the compression of you on your own flesh and the cushion underneath you, if you suddenly started springing up into the air, every single one of you would burst out laughing, because it's just so funny. You'd go tumbling up all clumsy, you'd grab onto the structure of the ceiling, and these chandeliers would be great in weightlessness. And then you'd start playing with it and throwing stuff across the room and pushing off and flying all the way from that wall to that wall. Then everybody would throw up, which, yeah. We say throw up, but really we throw down. You ever thought about it? Throwing up would be a mistake, right? But in space, there's no up or down, so you just kind of throw around. So we have these very carefully designed sick bags up there to wipe your whole face off afterwards. But it is just so much fun being weightlessness. But it's an environment that allows us then to test and do things that we can't do on Earth. The changes to the human body are pretty radical. Your balance system no longer is serving a useful function. You don't have the acceleration of gravity going through your body. Your blood pressure regulation system changes. How your eyeballs interact with the rest of your body is different. You lose the calluses on the bottom of your feet because you don't walk for months and months and months. In fact, you start to build up calluses on the top of your feet because you're always hooking you don't need shoes, of course. You're hooking your bare feet or your stocking feet underneath little handrails all the time, so you start to build up new calluses. You lose your skeleton up there. I get really a rapid onset of osteoporosis. I lost about 8% of my skeleton across my hips and my upper femur because we still don't have the proper exercise equipment in order to challenge our body enough to keep our bone density up. So it's a marvelous laboratory to study the universe, of course, to study the Earth and truly measure what the health of our planet is, trying to understand our planet better. But a great place on the inside just to study human physiology when you take away one of the major influences. This is an experiment I did with the University of Waterloo on blood pressure regulation when there's no gravity driving how your body functions. We invented a really cool piece of equipment. It's a blood flow cytometer that gives us, in 10 minutes, you can take a blood sample and run it through this little portable battery-powered machine and do blood flow analysis. If you give people a challenge, if you put them in an environment that they weren't in before, and then if you enable them with the skills and the time in order to change themselves into a person who can take advantage of it, it's amazing what we can accomplish together. People, if you put the bar high enough, people will always endeavor to rise above it, to get over that bar. And there's countless examples right around the world, but very much so in the space business.